Hello folks and welcome to McMahon Field. My name is Jonah Smith, live from the Blue Box. Tonight I am going to be without my good friend Wade Bradford for the majority of the night, at least, which is a shame, but sometimes the solitude is nice. Tonight on Play-by-Play Sports, it is Morse High School Girls Varsity Lacrosse facing off against Oxford Hills Comprehensive High School, and they are the Vikings. As of right now, we do not have a roster for the Vikings, but as the night carries on, hopefully we're going to grab one. On the nose right now, it is 6 p.m. at McMahon Field. A beautiful evening. I think it touched 80 degrees today. It's starting to simmer down a little bit, but a very nice sunny evening for some high school athletics. 25-minute halves tonight, as is customary for girls varsity lacrosse. The Vikings and the Builders about to have the first draw of the game right now. Softball squad is playing on the other field, and they interrupted their game, fans and all, to stop for the national anthem, which I thought was kind of funny. So they'll be resuming play in I think the 5th or 6th inning over there as we get our draw going here. It'll be Ren Tatro to take it for the Builders. First whistle, moments away. And we're off at 6:01 p.m. Ball goes to Morse. Althea Rajanez picking it up for the Builders. Moving up the field now will be Tatro. Facing some pressure from the defense, now looking inside for help. It'll get to Strelnick. At about the 5-yard line, she kicks it back out to Tatro. Behind the net now, and it squeaks away, and a whistle now. Possession will go to the Vikings. And a pass all the way ahead, twice now, both very impressive outlet passes. Oxford Hills this year is a very formidable team. Let's keep that in mind as this night goes on. They have way above a winning record. They have a quite high winning percentage, and they have flattened the teams that they have defeated thus far. And right now, the Vikings are off to an early start, 23:54 to go in the first half. And they pick up their first goal against Morse, who has struggled this year in the early goings of games. Sometimes they've been able to come back, and sometimes they have not had that luck. Plenty of time to play on now. Second draw coming up here in moments. And we're off again. Rajanez comes away with it once again. Tries to find Tatro, ball's loose, and Pomerleau fights for it. Rajanez looking for it, and it goes back to the Vikings. Back behind the net now. And looking to find a way forward. To the center. Looks for a one-time pass, and that swing of the stick is going to generate a whistle. And yellow flag up in the air. And some deliberation now on what might be occurring. And I think the call is going to go against the Builders. That was confusing. To the center now for the Vikings. And now the defense comes away with it. It's Pomerleau. Stick checked away. Ball's loose. Behind the net. Tried to be scooped up here. Cunningham fighting for it. Vikings come away with it. Once again, pass to the center. Deflected away by Kaylee Creamer. So Builders is doing a good job of holding down the fort on this possession despite being back on their heels. And a stick check, and Builders are going to keep possession here as that swing of the stick was a little dangerous. Or at least a violation of the rules. Passing all the way forward to Lucas. And looking for a hand here. Looks for Parmelo and finds her. Ball's loose, scooped up by the Vikings. Outlet pass now, all the way forward and turned over. Creamer comes away with it for the Builders, and now a whistle. Just give me a moment to reorganize things in the booth here. Just a second. And that's going to be Margaret Hibble, who has the ball now, passing it off. All the way forward, looking for Pomelo. It's over her head. The Vikings have the ball, looking for a second goal early on. Shot, deflected by Chabot again. Good work by Chabot to stand her ground in front of the cage, and a whistle. And Chabot's going to keep the ball here, handing it off now. And it's over the head of Cunningham, but recovered by the Builders. Gracie Hawks was in the mix there, but now it goes back to the Vikings. Man, Morse have done a good job standing up to this Viking squad after they let in that first goal. Just trying to work out the timer here as the Builders move downfield. Lily Wright with the ball. And now it's loose at around the 40-yard line, and the Vikings get possession back. So no meaningful offensive chances thus far for the Builders, but plenty of lacrosse to play. Good attempt at a reception there, but just bobbled. And then a pass to the middle. This is a tough chance and a goal. And the Vikings are up 2-0. And the bench really, that looked like a set play they had down, because the bench immediately knew what was going to unfold as soon as that first outlet pass was successful. So we'll head back to a draw here. And a whistle as they went at it too early. And they're going to call that one on Tatro. All the way ahead, Strelnick looking for it. And Oxford Hills putting together a patient possession, backhander, and a goal. And time had not been ticking down here on my scoreboard, so the time you're seeing now is quite inaccurate. Let's just get that where it needs to be. And preparing for another draw here. Builders off to a tough start, clearly. Oh, that one almost jabbed her in the face. That was Olive Beaton, I believe, taking the draw. These rosters, not entirely accurate. Vikings putting together another possession, and ball is continuing to stay loose here. Driving to net, and a shovel shot finds the back of the net. And with a 4-0 advantage now, Vikings starting to pull away from our girls. Still a good amount of game to be played. Let's take a quick score update on the lacrosse on the softball field. Looks like the guests have pulled ahead 15-14 in the 6th. So Builders have lost that lead that they were holding on to earlier. And here come the Vikings. Pass ahead. The bench continues to stay emphatic over there. And a whistle. And a shooting space foul. And a chance at the net here for the Vikings. Shot deflected by Chabot. Pawned off to Margaret Hibble. Over some heads now. The intended receiver there was Hart, Cassidy Hart. Here come the Vikings. Shooting over the head of Chabot, and it's 5-0. And timeout here for the Morse High School Shipbuilders as they try to right the ship, pun intended, on this game against the Oxford Hills Vikings. Right back after this quick break. Back in the swing of this 5-0 game now after the quick timeout by Coach Levesque. And they've changed the draw person. Hard to see the number here. Yeah, that's Addie Young. And off the draw, the Vikings get a hold of it. And Tatro gets a hold of it. Sorry, I don't have a whole lot to say about this one. It's always easier to talk about the games with my friends' help. But the Vikings so far have been really impressive, more so than anything. I think their lead so far falls squarely on their shoulders and not the Builders. That shot was errant and goes over the net. This, admittedly, is going to be a tough one for the Builders to crawl back into. Let's see if they can't take away a few positives like those sorts of defensive stands that we've been seeing. And we really need to get on the board at least once. We need to generate a real good offensive possession so we don't let ourselves get two down, two in our own heads. And we got to focus on the positive takeaways. I think that's really the lesson you can get from any sports game where you're down early. Here's La Rochelle at the net. Backhand score! And the Builders are on the board with just over 15 minutes, I think, to go in the half. La Rochelle has been the offensive leader for this team. I don't think that's very disputable. She is, and another goal on the board for her this year. I'm not keeping a running tally, but she's got to be leading the team. Timer is off by a touch here. .15:09 to go, and after a brilliant backhand shot, let's see if the Builders can't cobble together some momentum. Cassidy Hart picks the ball up after a couple tries. To La Rochelle. Blazing upfield. To the center. Shot. Deflection on the goal line. And it did not sneak in. I don't think we're going to need instant replay on that one. It looked pretty clear like it didn't go in. But right on the borderline there, La Rochelle robbed of that goal by some good goaltending. To the net. And Chabot was ready for it. Loses possession and finds the net. And a signal on the forehead. And the Builders are going to be taking this one. Give me a moment to fix my time here. Lead cut to 4 now for the Vikings. If you missed that last goal. And here's a whistle. Tatro lost her stick on that play, and Vikings are going to get a shot at the net from an angle that may not be optimal. But we'll see what they can make out of it. Here comes. And it's in. And the Vikings really prepared for that chance. It looked from here like it might not have been the simplest of shots, but good work to put it in and get right back to a 5-goal advantage. It is now 6-1 for Oxford. And this game has still got some meat in it. 13:37 to go in the half, and then another 25-minute half to go. And we're off. And guess who wins the draw? Good fighting in the defensive end there. Passed all the way ahead and it's rolling. Key to the game here, Builders need to get it to their offense. They need to keep that ball in transition and not lose any of those rare opportunities they've been getting. And from there, hopefully they can just take some positives away. There, Shell recovers it deep in the back of the field. Circulating around, back pass to the front, shot, score! And it looked like Rajanez who had the finishing touch on that one. Althea Rajanez. Hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. I've been schooled by Wade multiple times. Really haven't been able to get it in my head, but Althea's on the board, and now the Builders have cut it back to 4. Hattie Young now. And here come the Vikings. Looking on net. Good stop by Chabot. And a good recovery by Creamer. Now a whistle. First time I've been truly alone in the box since fall season. And loss of possession on that one. That's tough. That's unfortunate. And Vikings take a few more seconds on their time on attack meter. A one-handed cradle after she loses her balance. Good work to keep the ball. And they'll drop it. Cassidy Hart had a hold of it and a whistle. It'll stay with the Builders. Stick check from behind. You got to get rid of it quicker than that. Shot on net and a goal. And really, that's the kind of turnover that you have to limit in pretty much any sport. Hard to put it all on the shoulders of one defender, though. It's got to be a group effort to get open and get the pass off. And it is 7-2 following that goal, who unfortunately we cannot attribute to any player considering we are without rosters for the visitors once again. Bobbled now and turned over. To the center, looking for space. Finds a teammate, finds another teammate. Some pretty precise passing from the Vikings today. That time, however, a good interception from Creamer, who's unable to recover the ball. Flung all the way ahead and recovered by Lacrosse. Here goes. Shot and deflected away by the goaltender. Mary unable to capitalize that time. And the Builders fall back on defense now, and a good shot, but a better save. Chabot on top of that one. Rebound, unfortunately, goes back to the Vikings. Looking for help. Defense got to be covering that left side. A whistle. And, sorry, the video feed cut out at a pretty crucial moment there. Looks like it's going to be Builder possession instead of a goal. They called an infraction there on the part of Oxford. Tipped away. Builders really struggling to hold on to the ball in close situations. And a bouncer. 8-2 Vikings on the Lacrosse field. Checking back in with our softball peeps. It is the 7th inning. Guests team who I don't believe I saw their jerseys. They have picked up another run on Morse, and it is now 16-14 over there. 7th inning. I believe it's the top of the 7th inning. 1 out. To the center. God only knows how far off our timer is right now. We'll take a look. Try and get that sorted out. Yeah, we're a little bit off. Chabot all the way ahead. To the center, good shot, better save by Chabot. And once again, the defense has struggled to collect their rebounds. They got to spread themselves out, not focus so many people on the ball carrier. Beaton unable to collect that. Ball's loose, and now in the hands of Rentatro, I believe, at least. Upfield. Excuse the poor camera work. Any college recruiters that may be watching this years down the line. I like to think my camera work exceeds the quality of those people who you pay thousands of dollars to make college film for, though. All the way ahead. Great outlet pass. That's something the Builders need to work on themselves. Loose ball. Vikings pick it up. Whistle. And I have lost the ball. Oh, there it is. Strelnick fighting for the loose ball now, and it goes to the Vikings. And a jab right there from Young. Vikings will continue on. Makes me think, I don't know why. Oh, shot on net and a goal. No, not a goal. One loose. My mistake. Camera monitor might not be the most, does not have the most fidelity in terms of what's happening on the field sometimes. Lily right now trying to maneuver around, find some help in the form of Cunningham. All the way back now. The Builders really struggling to get it out of their defensive end. And turned over. Keeping rolling on here. Good stop by Chabot. She's really helped stem some of this bleeding here. Whistle. There, Shell from a distance was looking for Cassidy Hart, finds Strelnick behind the net, who's able to recover the ball in time. Looks across to Gracie Hawks. Maneuvering behind, facing pressure from the Vikings. Passing ahead, unable to find anyone in the middle. And turned over. And a great work there to box out the attacker. And Tatro able to recover possession. Thrown away that time. Young unable to receive the ball. Starting to cool off a little. Still very comfortable temperatures out on this May 19th, 2021. Hawks loses the ball. And a whistle. Looks like the Builders will keep hold. Quick halftime break. And then the second half of Varsity Girls action to be followed shortly by the boys. So that'll cap off a nice triple header evening at McMahon Field. I know we might have some guests in for that one, pending some availability. To the center, shot, save, or a deflection. Couldn't quite see what happened there. Lily Wright might have gotten in the way of that one. Here's Young all the way forward to Hawks. Good work by the Builders to get it out of the zone, but the help has to be there. Have to help outmaneuver your opponents. Hawks throws back to Cassidy Hart. And over the head of the intended receiver and turned over. Here come the Vikings. And Chabot comes away with it. Fire on net and a ricochet goal that time, and the Vikings have reached double digits. Builders were on a stretch there. Let me just adjust my my scoreboard real quick. Builders were on a scoreless, on a no goals against stretch there for a short period of time, but that one fell apart. And another draw commences. We're just behind the game clock here. And extends beyond La Rochelle. Her blazing speed will help to pick that one back up. Oh, bobbled it. Fighting for it behind the net now. La Rochelle looking for a call, and that is lost to the ether of the out of bounds, as the Oxford Hills Vikings will try to run out the rest of this first half. And oh, pardon me, La Rochelle keeps the ball there. Wrapping around looking for help, finds Young on a very good pass. Addie Young mobbed, looking back to La Rochelle. Ball's loose. Not much you can do there. Ball going loose again. La Rochelle is really having a hard time contending with all those defenders. A whistle now. My timer is way off, and for that I apologize. Looks like it'll be Lincoln Academy and the Eagles who are taking on our boys squad following this contest. Behind the net, a whistle. Hopefully looking at a competitive game next time out for our boys. They had two consecutive really tough games, a shot and a goal that time. And La Rochelle puts the Builders back on the board once again. That's going to be pretty gratifying after a stretch with it in your defensive zone for a lot of the half. Builders looking to finish this half strong and move into the second one with some positive momentum. Ball's loose. Approaching the 10-second mark. It'll be Rajanez to pick it up. Scored already tonight. Ahead now to Pomerleau. Seconds ticking down. And disregard your timer. There's just 1 or 2 seconds to go here. And there's the whistle, and we'll move into the second half after this break on Play-by-Play Productions. Currently it is the Oxford Hills Vikings 10 points. Morse High School Shipbuilders 3. See you after this halftime break. More lacrosse action coming up in moments here from McMahon Field. My name is Jonah Smith, play-by-play sports up here in the blue box, bringing you varsity girls lacrosse 10-3 in favor of the Oxford Hills Vikings at this moment in time. On the other field, in the 7th inning, the Morse High School Shipbuilders have drawn within a run. It is 18-17 in favor of the visitors at this moment. 6:46 p.m. Wednesday, May 19th, 2021. It's a nice summery day out here. Really hoping we put all the bad weather behind us as we wind down the end of a pretty disastrous school year for a lot of people, I think. But athletics, regardless of their success, have been a pretty bright spot for a lot of us. And just happy to see people playing, happy to see people making the best out of their high school years. Boys lacrosse action do come up shortly after this game has run its course. And then from there, that'll be the end of our broadcast day. Addie Young takes the draw for the Builders. And it looks like we'll take the draw again. NBA playoffs and NHL playoffs are in full swing. The Boston Celtics were victorious in the play-in tournament, narrowly beating the Washington Wizards, and they will face the Nets, who have looked absolutely fantastic all year long. I hate the Nets, by the way. Any Nets fans watching, I'm really sorry. And a goal here straight off the bat in the second half for the Oxford Hills Vikings. That one finds the twine in the back of the cage. And they're up now 11-3. The Nets, of course, they're Irving, Durant, Blake Griffin. There's another star on that team that I'm forgetting about. Please forgive me. Who's the... Man, I just haven't watched basketball in a long time, I guess. Regardless, the Nets, who have looked so good that they are basically playing street ball, are going to be facing our Celtics, who are without Jaylen Brown. A shot and a goal! And La Rochelle gets us to 4 in this game. And that's an outcome you'll see from time to time. As I was saying, I don't have high hopes for the Celtics so far. I mean, each player will have a hot game from time to time, but they've just not been cohesive as a squad. Changes definitely need to be made. We need to get Jaylen Brown back as soon as possible. Need to strengthen up the bench a little bit. Jabari Parker was a good acquisition for the Celtics, I think. Former Sacramento King, who is my favorite West Coast team. Shot and a goal for Oxford Hills. So they've been pretty unrelenting. Every Morse goal has now been equivalent to 3 Oxford Hills goals. Here's Young on the draw. And any previous viewers who may have heard me alluding to a job interview, I'm very pleased to say that I was accepted for the position as a camp counselor in Maine Maritime. So that's my good news to anyone watching. Right out front to Lara, shell pass couldn't be completed. Good defensive play by the Vikings. And they'll clear the zone. On the Major League Baseball side of things, the Red Sox have come out of the gates absolutely scalding. Really, nobody expected this from them this year. My team personally is the Cardinals, who have done a pretty decent job in the National League until... And another goal here, as Oxford creeps closer to that 10-point advantage. My mistake. I am the worst lacrosse broadcaster of all time, folks. That ball did not go into the back of the cage. It is 12-4 still. I'd like to profusely apologize for that mistake. Totally my bad. We still don't have rosters for Oxford Hills, any of you that may be wondering. Shot, and that time it's a goal, so... So Chabot left hanger to dry on that possession. Let's have a quick gander over there. See the boys lacrosse team warming up. Still 18-17 in favor of the visitors over on the softball field. Not sure if that's varsity or JV. Excuse my lack of research here. Pomerleau comes away with the ball after a contentious draw. What is wrong with my scoreboard? I think I accidentally pressed the plus button by accident a couple times. Larishall maneuvering to the center, finds Pomerleau, pass across to Addie Young. Can't find help, needs to look for someone, finds Pomerleau behind. Video connection cuts out as Pomerleau drives to the net. Finds Cassidy Hart, bouncing shot, and just a little bit off. And the timer is a lot bit off. We are at 1957 here, and counting. Here come the Eagles to the side. And in the National Hockey League playoffs, the Boston Bruins are in their series with the Washington Capitals. Can't be entirely sure of the state of that series. I believe it's tied at 1-1 now after a tough start for the Bees. People have them losing this series. Not sure if I can say I agree with them. And a shot on net and a goal. Taylor Hall has been pretty wonderful for the Bruins ever since they picked him up, I believe, from New Jersey, but I could just be a hockey ignoramus in the sense that I do not keep up with hockey as much as I probably should. And the advantage is really widening out here. Sorry, I've had some troubles working out the scoreboard today and the video feed. Technical difficulties. Happy news to report. We will be live streaming graduation here from McMahon Field. My commentary will not be present during that live stream. Clearly, it would not be very respectful or beneficial to chit-chat over the class of 2021's graduation, but I'm happy to show up and bring that to people at home and as a permanent recording. Hopefully all the reduced capacity shenanigans will be behind us at year's end. And trying to find Gracie Hawks successfully. She'll come away with it. Good attempt at a spin move, just went loose a little bit. Team trying to communicate a little more. They've still got their heads in this one, which is really good news. If you don't have your head in a game that you're losing, you forfeit a lot. You forfeit your chance to come back. You forfeit your chance to take things away that are positive. And you really forfeit your chance to grow effectively as a player and come back out stronger next time, which I learned from experience. My baseball days really had a few bummer games in there, and I think that sort of mindset really prevented my growth as a baseball player. Flag is waved high. Rescinded, I believe. I'm not quite sure what the deal was there. All the way up to midfield. Julia Lucas wrangling for it. And Lily Wright comes away. And a whistle. Cunningham with some strong defense, and she forces the turnover. And a chance at the net for the Builders. Bouncing shot by Cassidy Hart and a whistle. And she's going to be called for something. That's a card for a dangerous play with the stick. And that's a bummer. Softball game on the other field seems to have wrapped up. Wasn't able to surmise the outcome for that one. Whistle. Yeah, we had 6 viewers at one time. That's kind of cool. Usually we get most of our views and posts from players and family. Don't get as many live attendees as we did during basketball season. Or we had some early season complaints about the quality of our live stream, but in the end, community support ended up buoying that whole operation pretty far. And oh, a hard fall. Everyone's okay. Nice pink hue on everything right now from this sunset, at least on the video monitor it seems. I might be wrong. Shot on it and a score. And there's that 10-point advantage that I thought Oxford Hills had gotten earlier, but I was mistaken, so now they've finally reached that point. Excuse me. Oh, my mistake. I lost the ball there. Pretty irresponsible streaming. I've been pretty discombobulated. We got our 5th standardized test in 2 months today. And of course I've lost track of the time. And a shot. And a score. Vikings pouring it on. I'm optimistic about the boys' game this evening because, as we've learned from pretty much every sports season in recent Morse Athletics history, even if our team is struggling, they always have a chance against Lincoln Academy. But I can't honestly be quite sure. Our team has been plagued by a few issues. I mean, we had where we were short-staffed to begin with. We've had some ineligibility problems, an injury or two, I think. We had to throw out Liam Juniak as a first-time goaltender, who actually did fine in the position. But I'm just not sure how sustainable some of these roles on the team are. Oh, great pass. That was just impressive. Hard to... And we're at a point where running time continues. Deflected away. Here's Rajnes. Addie Young with the shot. Oh, good save. Anchored herself in the right place and was ready for that shot. As you see on your video feed, here come the boys facing off against the LA Eagles. The third Eagles squad will have faced this year: Erskine Academy, Ararat, and Lincoln Academy. North Yarmouth Academy, however, is the Panthers. So I was going to make a correlation between academies and Eagles, but that, with a larger sample size, wouldn't hold up. Shots deflected. And a whistle. Getting the keeper warmed up back here. Backhander deflected by Chabot. It looks like Oxford's put themselves back up on the board. The Vikings springing way out front. Good defensive work here by who I believe is Olive Beaton. Correct me if I'm wrong. And scooped up by Chabot. And return to sender here. To the center, a shot, and score. Vikings really pulled out a strong offensive game tonight. And were uncompromising in their attacks. And the Vikings tonight, as appear to be the prevailing trend with them, are pretty competitive. They're just a strong team, and don't ever hold back on their performances. You got a larger school to pull from. Whistle. And looks like Pomerleau took one to the face. And they put a stop to the timer, waiting for that play to resolve itself. Looks like a nosebleed. And a drive to the net now, and falls over. Timer stops at 1:42. Kaylee Creamer hit the ground that time. And call for unsportsmanlike conduct on the field now. Gracie Hawks carrying on possession for Morse High School. Wrap around a chance. And it appears as though Kramer will be serving this penalty for the rest of the game. Just under a minute remaining. Shot and a great save. Talk about underappreciated. The Oxford Hills goaltender has been sticking with shots all night long and prepared for them. Half a minute to go now. Eagles with possession again for the first time in a little bit. To the center. Fumbling and a whistle. Time is going to begin to run out here. Final moments. And my clock said the third period, but it was still the second half. And that means the game is done. The second half has expired. 18-4, your final score. Oxford Hills Comprehensive High School Vikings versus the Morse High School Shipbuilders. Not too much to say on this one. I think our girls definitely did a decent job of sticking in there and at least taking some stuff away. But I know how tough it can be to focus after a loss like this. But we've seen it. Boys and girls team have sort of traded back and forth defeats, but they've had their victories mixed in there too. Speaking of victories, we're going to cut this stream here now. Play-by-play sports. My name is Jonah Smith here. We're gonna cut this one and then see how the boys fare against the Lincoln Academy Eagles coming up at McMahon Field from the Blue Box right after this. Thanks for watching.